Whis explains to us between the lines that Gohan is the fusion of Saiyan with Earthlings. But you already know that. What you don't know is that from early on his power was hidden because he didn't want to accept himself as the beast he really is. But now he not only accepted himself, but is training to maintain control of the beast. Clearly, you won't understand me just from this point. So let's see the correct way Whis explains this to us. Pay attention to every detail, part by part, to understand well. I'm already counting on your subscription, your like, and I'd ask you to activate the bell as well. Whis, when questioning Beerus about Gohan, and at the same time talking about him during the last chapter presented in Dragon Ball Super, before the hiatus, fully explains what Gohan's power is and why the beast is Gohan's new form. And this goes largely unnoticed, not only by you but by everyone. It was rereading this seemingly casual conversation that I really understood what he meant. And this is the beast power, divine or not. What exactly did he say? And what is the true story of this power? Guys, Gohan, just like Broly, could be considered a Saiyan anomaly. Great question to ask. But let's say in terms of raw power, Broly was born with his power exposed. Unlike Gohan, who has always been kind of awakening his power with outbursts of rage, like Broly himself does. But as we saw, Broly had his limiter with greater potential, not losing consciousness, whereas Gohan simply lost it because his body was not in condition, his human side always going against the Saiyan factor, and for Broly it's the opposite because he is fully Saiyan, who, in terms, could explain this to all of us if not Whis. During one of the moments in the Tournament of Power, Whis himself mentions that Gohan has unique potential, and that if he really tried, he could reach extraordinary heights. This statement by Whis reinforces how Gohan is recognized for his immense latent power even among gods and angels. This usually happens while Whis watches battles and discusses fighters' abilities with Beerus or others. This recognition from Whis is the reminder of how Gohan can be one of the most formidable warriors if he truly dedicates himself to training. Chapter 103 of Dragon Ball Super brought a battle between Goku and Gohan, which demonstrated the power of the Super Saiyan beast to his father. A surprising moment is that the speed of the new transformation was able to surpass the dodging ability of Goku's Ultra Instinct, allowing Gohan to land a hit on his father. Seeing the scene, Beerus wonders if Gohan is a Super Saiyan, but Whis analyzes and responds that no, it seems to be something a little different, though also not a divine technique. And apparently he has a special gift. Besides talking about his special gift, while watching Gohan's next fight against Broly, where Gohan had the advantage thanks to his Super Saiyan beast transformation, Beerus and Whis discussed whether he could become a candidate for the new god of destruction. Beerus denies it, saying Gohan is a serious type and would never resort to destruction, something Whis ends up agreeing with. And here in these between-the-lines moments, he answers us and at the same time explains Gohan's power. Yes, it is not the Super Saiyan itself, nor a divine technique. Look here, he, like Goku, already used and uses an angel technique called Ultra Instinct or Superior Instinct. Ultra Instinct is an advanced technique that Goku learns to master in Dragon Ball Super. It's not just a physical transformation, but a mental and bodily state where the fighter can automatically react to any attack or situation without needing to think. Basically, the body acts by reflex, allowing incredibly fast and precise movements. It was introduced during the Tournament of Power, when Goku was pushed to his absolute limit facing Jiren from Universe 11. Ultra Instinct is a technique even gods struggle to master, as Whis explains earlier in the series. This state requires a deep level of calm and self-control, something Goku fights to achieve. Visually, Ultra Instinct is marked by a silver glow in Goku's eyes, raised hair, and enveloped in a silvery luminous aura. It is one of the most powerful forms he attains, standing out for speed, strength, and combat efficiency. So he dismisses it as an angel technique, which for Goku, or perhaps any Saiyan who used it, might gain a transformation just like Goku. And the way he said it, there are indeed other angel techniques that would have the same effect on Goku. Anyway, he also agrees with Beerus, after himself questioning Beerus if Gohan could be a candidate for God of Destruction, and Beerus says no, that he would not resort to destruction power. Look at this bomb, right in our face, and Whis quickly agrees with him. Guys, you don't understand. He clearly said that Gohan does not use destructive power. Hold on. But his beast form is a beast, including Vegeta, who said the one who looked most like a beast and had that aura was Broly. So what is Gohan? Whis ruled out these two things and said, apparently, quote, a special gift, period, end quote. I did a brief research here regarding this. And a special gift usually refers to a unique ability or natural talent a person or character in stories has that distinguishes them from others. This gift can be something physical, like exceptional strength or speed, or something more abstract, like intelligence, creativity, or even empathy. Hold on, but this seems like we are also talking about Broly. Not just that. Vegeta also kind of unifies the two, calling Broly a beast too. In the Dragon Ball universe, a special gift can be interpreted as someone's latent power, that is, an incredible force that is not immediately visible, but can be released under certain conditions, as in Gohan's case here. He is often described as having extraordinary potential, end quote, gift, end quote, which, when explored, makes him incredibly powerful, as seen in various battles throughout the series. This concept is also widely used in other stories to highlight something that makes someone exceptional, both in skills and personality. For this to work, let's understand how Gohan's life has been so far, how powerful he has become, and the key points in his journey, such as skipping from Super Saiyan 2 to totally changing into a mystical form, as it was called in the Majin Buu saga. A mystical being is usually associated with something supernatural, spiritual, or magical. These beings are often linked to legends, myths, and religious beliefs, and usually possess powers or abilities that transcend human limitations. So the first Saiyan hybrid who roams between the Saiyan cells and the human cells of his mother Chi-Chi, he is kind of mystified there in the middle of Yin and Yang, which is parallel to Goku and Vegeta. Want to understand better? Keep watching the video, right? Because this is way too insane. What is this Yin and Yang represented by Goku and Vegeta? Yin and Yang are fundamental concepts of Chinese philosophy and are linked to the idea of balance and duality in the universe. They represent opposing but complementary forces present in everything in nature. Yin is associated with the energy of darkness, calm, and cold, and Yang is related to the energy of light, movement, and heat. Remember back in the Tournament of Power, Goku using Ultra Instinct and causing a lot of heat, right? Yang reflects the active, dynamic, and expansive side. It can be represented by day, sky, fire, and characteristics of action and vigor. The interaction between Yin and Yang is seen as the essential balance for harmony in the universe. Neither Yin nor Yang completely dominates, but they are constantly changing and influencing each other, creating cycles and transformations. This concept is represented by the famous Taijida symbol, where the two energies spin around each other, each containing a seed of the other. But hold on, you want to know where I'm getting at, right? So just like Whis explained what Gohan's power is not, and what it is, he inherited this gift. What are Scions in the Dragon Ball universe? In the Dragon Ball universe, Scions are a warrior alien race originating from planet Vegeta. They are known for their incredible combat abilities, impressive physical strength, and the ability to become stronger after surviving intense battles, destructive energy. Gohan has it, more represented by Vegeta's side, the Scions who experience this, and the earthly side, which is what Goku lived, and that is in Gohan's genes. Earthlings are the inhabitants of Earth, one of the many races in the story. Although they don't have the natural strength or unique abilities of other races, like Scions or Namekians, some Earthlings stand out for their determination, intelligence, and adaptability. Characters like Krillin, Yamcha, and Tenshinhan show that even without alien origin powers, they can train and reach impressive levels of strength, adaptation, and perseverance. So he has this special gift different from others because he has access to both sides as one. That is exactly what we said, and what is called, quote, the special gift, end quote. This mix of genes in Gohan made him capable of accessing both at the same time, forming the so-called Yin and Yang, the beast that calms down, and at the same time remains a beast, accessing two powers, as already seen in the anime My Hero Academia with Shoto Todoroki, inheriting both powers from his mother and father in one. There you have something that approaches and parallels Gohan, but he inherits something much more spiritual, and that makes all the difference. Gohan's beast form is a powerful transformation he reaches in the movie Dragon Ball Super. Superhero. Gohan unlocks this transformation when pushed to his emotional and physical limits during the fight against Cell Max. He is desperate to protect Piccolo, Pan, and the others, and it is this strong desire to protect his loved ones that awakens his true inner power. Just like when he transformed into Super Saiyan 2 for the first time, The beast transformation is driven by his intense emotions and his instinct to fight when everything is at stake. Here's a secret too: his humanity, in this case, makes him not want to fight. But the Saiyan side fights with him all the time, and this caused such a conflict in him that he crossed that power layer before anyone else. Super Saiyan 2 against Cell was driven by a great need, and dude, that was an epic scene, wasn't it? Gohan uses the beast form because it's the only way to face Cell Max, who is extremely powerful and threatening. This transformation allows Gohan to surpass his limits and obtain a level of strength that rivals even the strongest warriors in the universe. In his beast form, he manages to defeat Cell Max with an incredible final attack, the Makenka Sappo, using Piccolo's technique, showing his determination and evolution as a fighter. This form is a symbol of the potential that has always been dormant in Gohan, and reinforces his role as a protector. And thanks to this power, Goku trusted him to the point of giving him the key to Earth. The burden can now be carried by Gohan, who decided to train and fight for his loved ones. Of course, the Tournament of Power had a fundamental role in this turning point for Gohan. This is Gohan's power, a form that even an angel himself can't explain directly, but explained indirectly to us. And so now we can understand more about this beast form as well. And as said in this turning point of Gohan, what lies ahead is much more satisfying. Finally, he will continue training and reach gigantic heights. We have two Gohans, before the Tournament of Power and after the Tournament of Power. Before the Tournament of Power, Gohan was in a phase of his life where he had distanced himself quite a bit from training and battles. He had prioritized his academic career and family life, believing that the era of great conflicts was behind him. Although he was a dedicated father and proud of the life he built, his connection to the warrior side was weakened. He still had a strong desire to protect his family and loved ones, but no longer saw fighting as a priority or a responsibility on his shoulders. However, the Tournament of Power served as a real turning point for Gohan. Being placed in a situation where the fate of Universe 7 was at stake, he was forced to face not only external threats but also his own limitations. The pressure of the tournament reignited in Gohan the understanding that protecting those he loves requires him to be ready to fight and surpass himself, which culminates in his decision to lead and cooperate strategically with his teammates. During the tournament, he not only demonstrated his intelligence as a strategist, but also proved to himself that he still had the potential to be a great fighter. Post-tournament, Gohan emerges with a renewed mentality. He begins to see training as an essential part of his life, recognizing that his strength is a pillar for protecting his family and the universe. He does not abandon his passion for science, but finds balance between his family responsibilities, his career, and fighting. There is also a maturation in his self-view. He accepts his duality as scholar and warrior, embracing the fact that both roles have an important place in his life. That is the power of Gohan Beast.